Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about and show you how we can go ahead and create the application credentials, right? So applications create credentials while registering an application with Entra ID, right? So that's very straightforward and that's going to be very useful. But now there would be a question, right? So while creating application, how we can do that instead of creating it again. Maybe you might have already registered an application in Entra ID, right? And then you go to the uh, secrets, client secrets and passwords section, and then from there you do create a passwords or credentials, right? So that's kind of a manual way by using the Entra GUI portal, which is graphical user interface side. And from there, you go ahead and create a credentials, right? And then once those are created, then you are going to use it with the respective integrations or application wherever you are going to use to extract particular data or maybe provide a particular permissions to that respective integration or application, right? Now, this is a pretty straightforward way that I'm going to show you. And also I'm going to give you some of the scenarios or use cases where how we can use this credentials and what are those scenarios where it is going to be pretty straightforward as well as useful in the scenarios, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So let me share my screen quickly here, and I'm going to show you that one here. So before that, also I'm going to talk more about the scenarios and use cases specialists, right? So you know and you understand what are those use cases and scenarios so that you can also leverage those one. And that's going to be pretty straightforward and useful for different scenarios. So let's go ahead and share the screen. All right, so here I am. All right, so let's look at a few use cases of this, right? So here we are going to create secrets while registering an application, and that's pretty straightforward. And uh, by using the Graph PowerShell as well as Graph API, right? Using the Graph Explorer, right? And then it is going to simply be straightforward to create and register an application, right? So let's say I wanted to go ahead and register an application, right? So that application is going to be registered. And then at the same time, it is also going to create an application or secrets, right? So let's just a moment. Let me, I think the screen was stuck somewhere. And just a minute here. All right. All right. Let me share it again. All right. So here you can see that now perfect. It is moving and the screen was bit or the text was not clear, right? And yeah. So let's look at the few of the use cases here. When we create and register an application with the Entra ID, it is going to simply register an application and then it is going to also going to create an application secrets, right? So those secrets would be used for these are the different scenarios where we are going to use it, right? Let's say we wanted to start with testing scenarios. So testing includes a different application testing or different permission level testing and anything that we wanted to provide. Next is temporary application access, where we are going to create an application and then get the secrets, create secrets to it, and then use those secrets for any particular use case or access levels. And then you can see the modern SMTP servers using OAuth 2 for printers and applications, right? So now you might be wondering why printers and applications, because this is something on the modern SMTP servers side, right? And where we are going to use that one and set it up, right? So for that purpose, we are also going to use the secrets with the modern way, modern authentication with Enter ID, and then that's going to be used. And the last is portable PowerShell scripts, right? So which is going to, that's a autopilot registration scripts, right? So that's the one of the example, but there are many other scenarios and examples that we can use and integrate with all of these scenarios, right? So these are the different scenarios, and if there are more scenarios that you have used and created and something like that, then definitely you can share in the comments below. And also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that people around you and you can also learn new things, and it's going to be a win-win for everyone. So let's get back to the topic. So let's look at the options, right? So we have two options or two ways here to generate or to register an application and at the same time create an PowerShell, not PowerShell, create the application secrets as well, right? So as soon as we go ahead and register an application, it is going to create secrets at the same time. So this is the way of using Graph API. So I'm going to show this one as well as this as well, right? So both of those are the different scenarios where you can go ahead and see and use both of those ways or use secrets, right? And then that those can be leveraged for the uh, retrieving secrets and use those secrets for next or different scenarios. And here's the option for us. If we are going to create a secrets using PowerShell, then this is the retrieve option or special, we can say the commandlets. As soon as this commandlet is being executed successfully, then it is going to store all of that secrets in the app variable, and from there we can retrieve it by using this commandlets because it's going to store there, right? So, and it is going to simply retrieve that one. And there's another method for us to create customized expiry date for client secrets. Now, you might be wondering, or you might be saying that, okay, I wanted to create a secrets for a particular period or particular duration, right? And that duration is like maybe 3 years or longer time, more than 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years as well, right? So in that case, you can create secrets for customized time period. Like the start date is going to be this one, and end date is going to be something like this, right? So let's say April 26, 24 till 23 October 2024, right? So this is going to be the start and end date for that particular secret, and that secret is going to be active for that particular duration, right? So this is something you can also do, and the secrets are active for that particular period of time, right? So let's go ahead and start with the first method here, and I'm going to show both of those methods, and then that is going to be pretty straightforward and useful, right? So let's go ahead, and I have already logged into the Graph Explorer on URL of developer.microsoft.com and then Graph Explorer, and I logged in with my account which has admin permissions, right? And admin permissions, majorly it would work with the global admin permissions, right? Because it would need additional permissions as and when you go ahead and execute certain commands, if those commands does not have the permissions already granted. So you need to go ahead and grant those permissions, and then you would be able to go ahead and execute those commandlets or scripts, right? So this is the endpoint on the post REST API method. So we need to select the post here and put it here. So this is the method, and before modifying or before executing, we need to add the content type as well, and then application slash JSON format. So we need to put that here, and then once we are good, we need to add it this way. So once it is added, we are good. And now we can simply go ahead and copy this out. So before that, I am going to, let's say I wanted to give this app name as modern SMTP auth to app, something like this. So that it's going to be something unique and different. So I'm going to copy this one and paste it here. So now once we paste it, you can see that we have given the application name as a display name, this one. And then we are going to create password credentials, and even we can change this name as well. Let's say we wanted to give something, maybe we wanted to give the same name for this secrets as well. So we can do that as well here. So there is no limit or there is nothing secrets on it. And once we give it, we are good here. So once we good, but make sure that if you run into a situation where it needs additional permissions or add-on permissions, then it is going to give us the error message or notification saying that you need additional permission in order to execute this particular command. Right. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's click this run query button quickly here. And all right, you can see that it has registered an application, and you can see that there is an application ID, right? As well as here it says the created date, time, along with the application name, and then bunch of other details like publisher domain. This is the publisher domain, as well as sign in sign in audience. So Azure AD my org, that means this is only for a single tenant application registration. If you wanted to use or create it for multi-tenant, definitely we need to add that as well, right? And then you can see there are many other attributes and other capabilities of the application that we can go ahead and look into it and take appropriate changes or take a look at it. So here's the password credentials created. It has the name given here, and here's the secret text, as well as here's the date time for that as well. So this is the secret ID, but this is the secret value. So this is particularly the secret value that we are going to use in order for us to go ahead and use it. Now I'm going to show you by retrieving with this application ID, right? So let's copy this application ID and let's go back to the Entra ID from here. And once we are there within enterprise applications or registered applications majorly, because this application is going to be registered over there, and from there we are going to retrieve it back. So let's go ahead and go back here, app registration, and click on all applications, click on search and search that application. All right. So here you can see that application is registered, and once that is registered, we can go back to the application overview section, and there is one secrets as well, right? So under the client certificates and secrets, we can go ahead and see that, right? So this is the secret ID and value, right? So here you can see that this secret is created for 2 years of time from today's date, right? So today is 31st March 2025, and the secret is going to expire for or on 31st March 2027. That means this secret is created for next 2 years, and this secret is going to be active and available for next 2 years, right? That's a too big period, right? And maybe there are different scenarios where we wanted to reduce the time period, maybe set it to first 90 days and see if we wanted to make sure and use that secret for a particular date period, let's say first 90 days, and then we can extend it if in case needed, and then it can be used further, right? So this way it is going to definitely be used for different scenarios and different use cases, and this is the one of the way. So now here you can see that secret value is hidden. We don't see, or we cannot see it completely, but let's say we can go back here in the portal or in the Graph Explorer, and from here we can retrieve this secret, right? So this way we can definitely go ahead and retrieve the secrets as well, even after the secret is not visible for us, right? So this is the one of the way where we can directly register application and get the details, and then that application can be used for different permissions and different uh, configurations as well, right? So yeah, this was the one of the way where I would wanted to show you, and we can go ahead and make sure it is appropriately configured as well. Now I'm going to show you the second way or second method using PowerShell. So let's go ahead and open PowerShell. So this is the PowerShell 7 and above, right? And this works with MS Graph PowerShell. So I'm going to start from the beginning or from scratch. So I'm logged in, or I have opened it up, and here you can see that first we need to connect with this particular permissions where application.readwrite.all is the permissions that it needs to be granted while connecting to the graph. It is connected to check whether it is connected to which account, right? MG graph, MG context. It is going to show you the identity, and then it is also going to show you the scope of permissions that we have granted already, right? So once we are good here, we need to go back and then execute this whole command, right? So now here I'm going to give the application name like modern SMTP via PS as in PowerShell script application, and similar name I would also give it to the secrets so that it's going to be easy for us. And then once we are good here, we just need to copy out this whole commandlets or scripts and come back and test it here in one go. And once we are good here, we have to just simply hit enter. So you can see that it is completed and it did not give any error, right? Because we have already authenticated with a right set of permissions and it executed successfully. So there is no error, there is no prompt or nothing. Now to retrieve that one, this is the commandlet where we have stored the clients and secrets in this variable, and then this is the commandlet from where we are going to retrieve it. So let's hit enter. So here you can see that it has retrieved it successfully with the display name of that particular application and then end date time. So this will also be available for next 2 years from today's date, right? So you can see that this secrets is available for next 2 years from today. Let's say today is 31st March 2025 till 2027. And then you can see the secret ID here and then secret value and then start date time. So this is the today's date time. Now let's say I wanted to retrieve this application. I can either search with this application name or I can search with particular, let me go back to the Entra, and maybe I'll just simply go back, and from there I will simply search with that application name. Perfect. Here you can see that it has registered application successfully, as well as it has registered one secret as well. So let's say go to secrets, and from there you can see it has registered secrets as well successfully, and it expires on 31st March 2027. All right. So these are the two methods by using we can simply register and create. Now, as I said, these registers the application, and for 2 years by default, that's the very long time. If we are going to create it manually from here, and let's say we wanted to create secrets, something like this, and it starts from 3 months or 90 days, 365 days, then 18 months, 24, and custom period as well. And it gives an opportunity for us to select, and it says that the value must be between this and this. That means it is going to give us the capability and period of within 2 years, but by default, it is going to simply create or allow us to register that. Let's say I wanted to create only for 1 month. So I'll be able to do that as well, right? So let's say this is a May month, April. Okay, so from April to 1st May. Or I'll simply select from today's date till 30th of April. That means a kind of 1 month, maybe 31 days of period. And we can simply go ahead and create that as well. But you can see that by default, it creates for 2 years if we are going to create using either Graph API or Graph PowerShell, right? And we can reduce that period as well. So this way we can go ahead and create it as per our needs and requirements, and then it is going to be simply used for that particular period as well, right? So yeah, that's it. This is what I wanted to show you and talk about, right? And the same way we can do this one, all right? So let's say I'm going to simply copy this commandlet here and paste it here for now. And I will copy this for now, and it's going to this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I will give it a date time. So let's say I will give it a 25 and 10, and it starts, let's say it starts from today's date, right? And maybe we can give it a name, something like, let's give it as is, and then we can go ahead and execute this one. Okay, there is one missing statement, I think. Okay, so where is that missing statement? Unexpected. Okay, unexpected. That is null. Okay, so this is going to be one of the keys unexpected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I think this should be good. Okay, the null key is not allowed in the hash literal. Okay, so it says that on the line number 2, it is not going to work. Okay, so anyways, this is something which we can try and do it on the next site or next video as well. But just wanted to show you, we can also set up the custom period and duration of the secrets for a particular period, let's say 3 months, 90 days, or 6 months or something like that. And but make sure or do remember that by default, every secrets and everything that it's created using PowerShell or majorly MS Graph PowerShell as well as the Graph API, it keeps or it remains that active for 2 years of time, right? So yeah, that is what I wanted to show you and talk about it. And yeah, that's all for this video. Let me know if you have used this method before. What are your experiences? What are your challenges? And have you faced any issues, any problems, anything like that? And I would be happy to discuss it further and answer any questions that might have, or wherever you need support, right? And yep, so also don't forget to watch other videos around Microsoft 365 and Entra ID, Azure, and other topics. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because that's going to help and improve on the different topics. And also put your questions in the comment section below so that I would come up with the new videos and new ideas and would be happy to answer each and every question of those as well. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.